What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. Got this Infiniti QX60. QX60. Got this thing up in here for a quick little lift for these 30-inch IROCS. Got that gold on there, which is wrapped, I don't know, something. But dude's been on me for, I don't know, 6-7 months, probably even longer than that. But I got the El Camino done. It's still outside. I gotta push it underneath this tonight. But I'm gonna knock this out for the weekend, because here it is Friday. And about to pull these wheels off. Took me a minute to get it up in the air, because I was not sure where the hell to put the lift. And the first couple times I put it up, I know, I'm supposed to know all this. But first couple times I put it up, the front was higher than the back, shit like that, whatever. But I always check the cars when I get them up, a couple feet off the ground, push the car around, shit like that. This old raggedy ass lift I got in one of those deals where somebody wanted in, and I told him, you want in? Buy me a third lift. Bought this raggedy ass thing. And then I had to put it up. There I go, tripping over everything again. So, what else? I got 7 rear ends to narrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th one right here, being the one going in here. I got to get it all cleaned up, cut, fabbed up, braced up, on a landau. So I still got a lot of things going on. Still trying to organize everything. Still trying to get my money right so I can take care of everything else I got to take care of, and keep the bills paid. But I'm gonna throw these 30s up on here, so I'll add a little more to this video. I mean, they got 32s on these things in Florida and shit like that. A lot of these cars, the paint is done after the cutting and stuff like that for 32s and shit like that. This one, the 30s, a shop out here had the 30s on the back, and they put stretchers in the rear springs, which these types of cars, this one's got a strut set up in the front, which I'll show you that. And I got to cut the brackets off where the spindle goes, move it down. But I'm going to measure it out, get the height that I want, the circle, the half point mark, and how much I want the gap to be and shit like that. But the back, yeah, they had put, which are still in there, them damn. These are good with, you can get away with a spring cup in the back, because basically the way these cars are set up, the spring is not really under a load. So you put a whatever height that you're trying to change to in the back. So I say in the door, this thing needs like a 2.5 inch lift. So I'll make a 2.5 cup setup in the back. Boom, put it in there. If the car, if it does end up needing to have an alignment, which, let's see, we got a stationary upper control arm, and it looks like a stationary lower control arm. So I'm not seeing any type of alignment. So in 2.5 inches, it should be fine. Oh no, you can see right here, this is a cam bolt. So this turns, which moves the wheel in and out. So at the end, if it does need a laser alignment, I'll tell them to go to like Firestone and stuff like that. Put the stock wheels back on, take it. But in 2.5 inches, I mean, that obviously is way more than 2.5 inches. But within 2.5 inches of lift, even just 2 inches maybe, you're not gonna really need alignment in the back. The front, toe in, toe out, camber in the front, I believe. Again, this is stationary, unless there is some alignment in the bottom, which it doesn't look like there is. So, like I said, toe in, toe out alignment with the tie rods in the back. But then how the strut has got that set up, I'll make a jig that I bolt in there and cut it to be able to move it down and re-weld it to the strut. Yes, I re-weld 2 struts. You just gotta know how you're doing it, how to weld to it. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get cracking on this. I'll get the wheels off and all that and start showing you a little more of it. Bet it up. Be right back. Yo, Bankroll Tim. Bet it up. Ooh, look at this. QX60. There I go, tripping. Look at that. 30. Got that 30 on the back. I got the wheel wells and all that stuff taken out. Haven't touched the front yet. I know how the front's gonna be, you know. Lengthening the strut, cut the mount off where the spindle goes, move it down, boom. I don't do that H-bar shit. I actually cut them off, move it down, but I'll show you that when I do it. But today is Saturday, and basically what I did to the back here is I had a set of box Chevy front springs that were brand new that I had taken out of one of the jobs that I put coilovers in. You see, I trimmed the door a little bit. I mean, a very little bit. So I got to trim a little bit more. It's got 2 alignments on the bottom. Like I said, both lower control arms that are on it have cam bolts that are adjustable on the inside. You loosen the nut side, you twist the bolt side, and it turns the arm. So that way you can bring the whole wheel out at the bottom, and then you can turn it, you know, left to right, which it's actually pretty straight. This side might be turned out. Yeah, this side's turned out just a little bit on the front of the wheel. See what I'm saying? The front of the wheel is out a little bit, where I don't think I messed with the cam bolts on that side. But this side, I don't have my light on. This side you can see more how you catch the back lip of the rim before you catch. You know what I'm saying? So this one's pretty much straight. I mean, and this is just just a basic alignment in the air, a couple measurements, stuff like that. I'll set it on my plates. Trying to get some more light over here for you guys. There we go, a little bit more light. But she's not poking. Yeah, a little bit, but not, you know, not poking. See. So this side, same thing. Back bumper, I trimmed a little bit more than the other side. And how I did the alignment, the cam bolts on this side I messed with. I didn't mess with the other side. So you can see right there, boom. When you push up and down. But that's the actual door. So what I'll do, the ground effect don't matter. But right here, once I get it fitted to where I want, I'll take and I'll put some silicone in here, because it might even split a little more as we go up into here. A lot of these vehicles, when they're done, Jello baby, hold on, okay? There was a little rubber seal right here, which I took off because obviously you got to do the cutting here. So this is solid. So where I got to go here, you know, I'll just come up here a little more, come forward, probably right to the edge, right to the little curve right there. And the door. But like I said, I'll put silicone in here so it closes it up. The truck has been repainted because the other side has got some runs at the bottom, or maybe just that door was. But anyways, this piece back here is just a little jacked up. You swear, for something that feels like it's real janky, it's real hard to try to straighten out. So, but anyways, 30s, IROCS. I started on it yesterday, which was Friday, only a couple hours. And then today I came in and I got these backs. So again, took out these weak ass springs, which somebody put one of those stretchers in this side. And all I did is I took the Capri spring and I cut it to the same height as that, because I knew that spring would give more pushback more than this. So with the stock in the shock in the stock location, I got my fat ass in the back seat here, and you can still put your hand right through here. I'll probably trim it, which it really won't matter, because if it does go up, it hit here. But it's got 212 scars back there, a nice size box, an amp. A little bit more trim in the back, I do believe is done, you know. Except I'm gonna clean the wheel wells up and paint them because I got rid of the wheel wells because there was stuff that was rubbing, and you want to see what's behind the inner wheel wells to make sure you're not rubbing into, like, let's say the fuel sill. This one does have marks on that, but I can zip tie it out of the way. So the back, a little bit of alignment, a little bit more trim in the doors, which, as you can see, the curve. I can actually draw the line on there now with using the rim as a lineup to give me the exact curve. So I put, you know, even a black marker, black permanent marker, or yellow paint marker, whatever. I'll put the curve on there, keep the same distance of a gap. It may need to be cut a little more than that, but with that right there, it's not, it looks like it's touching, but it's not touching. I had the hatch open and I was pushing down, up and down, up and down. It's got a real nice cushion. It's not real soft and it's not real stiff. That still goes up and down nice. And the wife was watching right there and it was just barely touching into the tire. The truck sitting here right now with the front lower, obviously, weight-wise, there might be a little bit more weight pressure on the back because it's on a slant like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like giving more weight towards the back. Or it might have weight off the back. But it's a good start for mock-up on this. This is the first time me doing one of these. The owner was saying about these things and seeing them, you know, floated and stuff like that with 32s and all that stuff on there. And I can see what they're doing. You know, a lot of these are getting cut prior to being painted. So, you know, you cut the door, you cut the inner, you cut the truck. Even if, you know, even if they're cutting, so that body line, not to it, but half that distance, you know, you can get away with cutting half that distance. Put a little lift on there, boom. But you paint it afterwards. So a lot of these vehicles out there are painted. They're fitted first, boom, and then they're painted, and then they look like they're not cut. So a lot of people get the shit twisted. The front, I already cut, as you can see. There's a cut. There's a cut. This truck has whatever this, it's either a motor cooler right there, engine cooler, you know what I'm saying, oil cooler or a trans cooler or whatever. It's got brackets and stuff like that, so I should be able to move it forward, but that may be a problem. But I'll do whatever I can to move it forward. I didn't know about that. This side, of course, has the overflow bottle, which is actually sitting pretty far forward, a lot farther forward than that, whatever that cooler is on the other side. But that I'm not too worried about. It does have a bracket. It can be moved. You can see the bottom hole. Let's see if I get my finger in there. One right there, one right there, boom, boom. So it could probably be flexed forward some or something. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. But back here kind of sucks. As you can see, I did a rough little cut and tapped it in a little bit, but it's hollow. All that area is hollow right there. Might have to get in there and do some cutting, but I'll get the lift on the front first and then see where it's gonna sit. I was originally thinking 2.5 inches of lift. The wheel does not go on the front right now because it hits the strut plate up in there. Obviously, the wheel is 36 inches, so 36.5, 18. So 18 is just above that, probably where the spring is, so it hits. But lift-wise, 2.5, 2 3/4. I'll probably go 2 3/4 is what I'll do for the lift. And I lift down by the spindle, which, like I said, I'll show that most likely on this video. So tomorrow I'm gonna tackle that, which is Sunday, and try to get this thing buttoned up and out of here, hopefully Monday. But all right, I'll be back, y'all. 30s, IROCS, QX60. I'll be right back. I'm back. Batted up, Bankroll Tim. May 28th, 2022. It is Sunday, and I'm back on this thing. So Friday, I worked on it for a few hours, taking it apart. Saturday, I worked on it, changing the back spring setup in the back. Boom. And today, I took the front struts out, and I cut the stock part of the strut off where the spindle bolts to, and I added it on. I went ahead and went to 3 inches, so you can see the tire gap in the front, which I like that. It's a good tire gap for turning, because like I said, the turning is going to be a pain in the ass. I got to get into some of that behind there and do some trimming. There's some hollow stuff back there. Whatever that cooler is sitting right there, I'm gonna have to take the brackets off of it, move it forward, probably zip tie it forward somehow so it stays up in there. So yeah, I added on to the top of the strut, or the strut. I put those gussets top and bottom, welded it all up. It's not painted, not cleaned up. The bolts are in there. This front wheel on this side, you can't really see it, but yeah, it leans in just a little bit. So what I'm gonna have to do is, I pulled on the back of the wheel, like reached in from top and pulled it, and it pulls because I don't have the nuts on the bolts. There you go, you can really see it's kind of, I mean, it's not bad, but in 36 inches, you know what I'm saying, if you're leaning just a little bit, and with let's say a 15-inch wheel on there, you know, it's only gonna be, or let's go from a 24. 24 is 30 inches. This is 36 inches, being at 30. You're gonna see it a lot more the taller the wheel. If you have a little bit of lean, you're gonna see it a lot more. So anyways, it's a very little bit of lean. I pulled on the back side of the tire out, and I actually got plenty of pull to where I can pull it out and have somebody else tighten up the spindle bolts, and it'll hold the alignment. As for towing and tow out, of course, I'm gonna have to set that. This side here, you can see is turned that way, which, again, you know, you're going taller with it, which it's rear steer, you know, the steering arms on the back, the rack. Let's see, that would actually, it should be towed out by going higher, and it's not showing towed out, unless it was towed out before, which I don't know which wheels were fronts and backs. But anyways, all the ins and outs to this stuff. The back is sitting down just a little bit more. So as I was saying before, height-wise, and I'm still on the plates. Those are like 2.5 inches. But putting weight towards the back, but the back has good resistance. You know, it's not like, the back is not like with the hatch open, I'm pushing it up and down. It's got good resistance back there, you know. What I can do is, if I had another set of Chevy springs, I would take another set and I would cut them a pinch taller than the stock spring that was in here, and then that would make up that difference. But what I will do, knuckles can be used here and there on stuff like this. One knuckle in the back towards the bottom of the spring, the small knuckles, not the big knuckles, you know, the ones that say they're for the front, because that's a front spring now. Lift the car up, get the spring to separate, put the knuckle in there, twist it in, tap it around to the bottom to where it's gonna not be seen, and it's not gonna come out. The only time you see knuckles popping out and stuff like that is when people put like 4 or 5, you know, 6 knuckles, and they place them in a spot that it's not made to be. They line them up with each other or opposite and whatever. But I've been doing this a long time. Plenty of cars out there got a knuckle or two here and there with stock suspension, front wheel drive stuff like this. This is all wheel drive, la la. You know, I don't bullshit anybody. That's where we're at. 30s on a QX60. The bottom piece of the door right there fell off a couple times, and I noticed it had double-sided tape on it, so the clips, I think it's inside here. I don't know where I put it. I know it's right here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So you can see the clips. You know, they're just broke. That one's good. That one's good. But you can see the 2-sided tape somebody already had on it. But that's at least a little thing. So right now I'm going to write down everything that I need to do little bits here and there, this and that, and then the final thing will be paint the wheel wells. That's why the light's on, because the door's open. So yeah, little more work than I anticipated. As in, I haven't done front wheel drive stuff in a while. This back wheel, it might be out just a hair. I do have lower adjustment for that. Got them scars up in there. Uh-oh. But now you can see this wheel. I mean, it's turned in the front, so it's giving the illusion that it is leaning a little bit. I mean, a little bit of camber is good in the front. And then good spring pressure is better in the back, so the back of the car has resistance. So that way, you know, these things like to lift in the front. When you get on the gas, the torque likes to lift them up. This is only a V6. I'm not sure if it's got that much torque. I don't know what the power is of these things, but it being all-wheel drive, I don't think it's going to lift the front. But if it lifts the front as I take off, I'm going to put a limiter setup in there. But yeah, moving along. 30s. Well, I do another one of these again when I'm caught up and I'm not behind on stuff, and I have the time frame to be able to do it, and less stress. Let's say less stress. Obviously, I work every day, 3, 4, 5 hours a day, and get things done. And everything's not really. I got one loose end out there. But anyways, QX60, boom. And it is sitting how I anticipated it to sit. So like I said, the front is a 3-inch lift on the bottom of the strut, and the back is just changing the spring. And it's going to need the alignment, so I'm going to do the best I can to align it. This is not my forte on these, you know, put the stock wheels back on it, take it up and have them do a 4-wheel alignment on it at the right height that it'd be at, and then be able to bolt these right back on. So all right, y'all, QX60, I'll be back with the finished product. Give me a minute. All right, y'all, there it is. It's done. On them 30s, rolling, all trimmed up, all cleaned up, all painted up in the wheel wells. My trim job ain't too bad. It don't rub with my fat ass in there. The back, got the alignment the best I could with the cam bolts. What do we see in the background? I spy Mr. 75 Caprice. Uh-oh. You might be looking at that 71. Uh-oh. Anyways. QX60. I know I was calling it a QX50 or some shit before, but it's a QX60. And it's rolling. Again, I just took it down the street. It's got some flaws to it, but it's all good. He's getting everything fixed on it. It's been a few days since I put up a YouTube video, so this one will go up today, which is June 1st. I started on it, let's see, last Friday I started on it. Well, I mean, the first night I put it on the lift and took the wheels off, so I guess it wasn't really doing much. But yep, 30s, 255, 30 tire, boom. All right, babe, if you want to back it up, spin it around right there or something. %, full turn. She rolls. I was cruising down the road pretty good, you know, 50, 60. So. But yeah, there it is. There she is. Let the customer come pick it up. About to call him. Like I said, the back, I just changed the spring and set the alignment. Front, had to extend the struts. Took out the wheel wells. The wheel looks like it's closed, but it's not really that close. A little overspray on the outside, but there's some nail polish remover or whatever. This fender had a little dent in it. You can see right there. But anyways, all right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, bedded up, 30s. I don't even know what year it is, but you guys will probably know. Got the gold on the wheels. Got the gold on the grill. There's Jello Joe in the background. All right, y'all. I'm outie. Bankroll Tim. What's going on here? Uh-oh. Bet it up. I'm out.